is against them and that they have been failed by the system despite them all making horrible choices that have put them in the respective situations and holes that they are in today. I mean, Drake has once again stood as the face of the league of pretty much what are academics and academics point, where there is a clear split between two groups of people that I think is way beyond hip-hop at this moment. I mean, as you got one side that Drake, Tory, and the guy who made Graduation and the rest of the people like them stand on, and of course this side is just filled with the worst ideas possible, and really their whole motto is about being as awful as possible, then saying everyone is against you, and then never taking any accountability for anything you have ever done, and just going further and further down this rabbit hole. I mean, these guys are the worst, but the person who they are on the side of and are friends with has been set up because they are great, and the system just doesn't like them because they stand in the way of what they are trying to do, and they don't like these outspoken people that they think they are, who are trying to advance everything forward, but who don't want to help them. And really, no matter what you want to apply this to, the reaching for this whole sentiment gets worse by the day, as whether it's everything with Drake and his label and all—
Yo, what's going on YouTube? What's going on? We're back with another banger. Yes, sir. Today's video, we got why this will be the last video about Drake for a while. We know. Fantastic Hip Hop saying he's done making videos on Drake. Oh shit. There's either one of two things. Drake has finally went in the house and he can't make no more content on Drake. Or this nigga got a lawsuit from Drake himself. You feel me? That being said, if you're new here, don't forget that big red subscribe button and that like button. We're on the road to 800 subscribers. So the more you guys smash that subscribe button, the closer we get to hitting 800. So I don't want to hear anything. It costs you $0. Come join the family. Let's hit 800 subscribers. That being said, let's see what Fantastic's Hip Hop is talking about. Why he won't be making videos on Drake for a while. Let's get it.
Comes to Drake, Lawbreeze and Genograms, it was just too nice in hip-hop for the Biggest Loser to stay away for too long, because right now, we have reached another point where Drake has somehow reached an even lower low, because in this moment, Drake is embracing this awful incel and pathetic image more than he ever has, as in this time. In this era where it has been more about the truth and lies and wrong and right, Drake has never been prouder to be wrong, as more than ever. He is publicly endorsing the worst people and surrounding himself with the worst names possible. And now before we go any further into why Drake is getting so much hate right now for aligning with people like Tory Lanez, and for also seeing some of his best friends within the music and clown show space that he is in go down as well right alongside all that, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. And now if you are ready to see Drake get exposed more than ever and want us to get closer to 100,000 subscribers, really just leave that like and subscribe before we violate Drake for the mess he created. And so now with that said, when it comes to Drake, as we are now in a different era in hip-hop where Kendrick is in control and bars are taking over, I mean, it's pretty obvious to figure out that Drake has been miserable for so many reasons, and it seems like because the tables have now turned and they are never going to go back in his favor, Drake is not even hiding the type of person that he really is deep down inside, and he is really moving messier than he ever has altogether. Or at least really since he was making some pretty bad mistakes during the beginning of his career, like when that one thing on stage in 2009 that has served as proof to so much of what his fans have tried to deny about him really was true. Because right now, well, for Drake, the facade and acting is over, and we have really reached a point where he is standing loud and acting proud about being the type of character that you should never even trust or respect one bit, and that you probably should stay away from, and people are going crazy over this right now, and Drake is getting a lot of backlash, even from some people who didn't jump off the bandwagon when he already lost to Kendrick and got exposed like we have never seen, because really beyond everything that happened there, with Drake publicly posting the petition to get Tory Lanez
come home soon.
Read, and with him writing come home soon at that.
When I decided to get a master's degree, I heard it all. It's too expensive, too time consuming. But then I found
people have now directly seen Drake in practice do some of the things that Kendrick Lamar tried to warn us about on his diss tracks all that time ago. Because right now in this present moment, Drake has become the biggest advocate for Tory to be let go, and is not just putting his name on this thing and hiding it, but he publicly blasted this info. And
there's a lot going on about Tory Lanez's case, about him not really shooting her. Megan's best friend is the one that shot her. You feel me? Y'all let me know all the details going on down below with Tory Lanez's case, because, you know, we are speaking around this nigga's name right now, so might as well say it. Y'all let me know what's going on with all the details of Tory Lanez's case. Do y'all feel like Tory Lanez is innocent? Do you guys feel like he's actually shot Meg in the foot and told her to dance, bitch? You feel me? I feel like that is absolutely insane. But if he really did do that and told her to dance, bitch, that nigga is diabolical. You feel me? Real shit.
And his sentiment on his social media pages, which are of course some of the most watched out there because Drake has been a better creator than a rapper for a while now. And so now of course with this, as this got a lot of attention and has started
Drake,
a whole wave of conversation
videos,
which goes back to the fact that Drake surrounds himself with awful people and that he does not respect women at all as well. Again, there are a lot of people realizing the type of
Drake has more energy against female Megan Thee Stallion than male Kendrick Lamar. Shares petition for free Tory Lanez, come home soon.
Person Drake is, and are really seeing how he has created his own failure in this time. And now before we even get into Drake and Megan Thee Stallion's beef and problems and everything that's happened there, like Drake dissing her in the past and showing public support for Tory on the Her Law.
This bitch lie about getting shot, but she still getting a stallion. Okay.
Track Circo Loco. With this whole conversation around Tory, which has started so much controversy and outcry,
sure y'all know
with Drake now signing this
bar.
petition and of course with this, extending this olive branch and growing even larger this group of weak and weird individuals who keep acting like everything is against them and that they have been failed by the system despite them all making horrible choices that have put them in the respective situations and holes that they are in today. I mean, Drake has once again stood as the face of the league of pretty much what are academics and academics TV talking points, because aside from the group of people who support Drake and Tory, nobody has taken this seriously. But now, of course, as we are in an era of weak and weird people making bad choices and wanting to be not accountable for their own actions, there is a growing group of people, and in hip-hop specifically, who are supporting Tory and are getting louder around Drake's outcry and who have signed this petition as well. And I mean, when it comes to Drake and this entire situation, you know you are in the wrong when your biggest backers, in addition to Drake.
Well, hold on, Fantastic Hip Hop. I will say, if they do have evidence that Tory Lanez is innocent, then yeah, you should support this nigga getting signed a petition so they can reevaluate his case to bring the new information they have to light to the case. Because if he is innocent, he's been in there for so long, I don't know how many years, I think 2 to 3 years, I want to say, in prison for shooting her, when whole time this nigga allegedly could be innocent. Yeah, I mean, I would want him out too. Who wants an innocent man behind bars just sitting there doing time that he shouldn't be doing? You feel me? Come on now. Would you want to be sitting behind bars and it's knowing you're innocent and you didn't do that shit? You already been in there 2 to 3 years? Like, come on, gang.
Drake, or Kanye, which I don't even need to say anything there at this point. Kodak Black, who is just a known crash out and who is always getting himself in terrible.
I love Kodak Black. I love him to death, bro. Funny as shit. But this nigga Kodak has been wilding, bro. I've been seeing clips of him coked out on the middle of the street with all his chains on, no shirt, just talking about crazy shit. You feel me? But I have seen a bunch of shit, and Kodak himself saying he acts retarded on purpose. You feel me? He acts retarded on purpose, but in all reality, behind closed doors, this nigga's not like that. That's what he said. That's what other people are saying. This nigga said in his music. But shit, my nigga, I've seen this nigga on people's Twitch live streams, and this nigga just acts completely out of his mind, bro. Y'all let me know what y'all feeling about Kodak. But I ain't gonna lie. If these are all the people so far that are surrounding you, you ain't got the best choices, gang. For real.
Situations. Trippie Redd, who is just under the radar for treating Coi Leray awfully, and then people like academics and Adin Ross, who are echoing their support for Tory and who think that everything was set up against him. And I mean,
really
with this group of people, this is who is standing alongside and behind you and who thinks that your ideas are in the right. While I don't ever think you should judge situations purely by the people who are rooting for one side or the other alone. I mean, if your public supporters are Drake, Ye, Trippie Redd, Kodak, Adin Ross, and academics, I mean, 999 times out of 1,000, this has to be the wrong cause, because with all of these people who to varying degrees of their own are also friends with Drake, have their own awful and distinct histories for doing something terrible to people and want no consequences for it whatsoever, because really
that's exactly what I was thinking and was eventually going to say. Is that's why I said again that's not the best lineup to have behind you, because they all have literally allegations behind them, bro. And it seems like they all have, damn near almost all of them have like DV cases against them, you feel me? Or some kind of weird cases around women, you feel me? So I don't know, that's not really the best team to have behind you. Not only that, if we're looking at it music wise, that is not the best team to have behind you right now, you feel me? I fuck with Trippy, you feel me? I like some of his music, some of his old music. Some of the new music I really don't fuck with as much. But if we're talking music, you want some MCs behind you, some legends behind you, and you don't have any, bro. I'm just based off what we just seen, he has no like niggas that can really go bar to bar with TDE from what I'm seeing or anything like that, bro. None of them. Real shit.
Really, with all of these guys,
Y'all let
for
me know.
so many different reasons, they have all been in a lot of controversy.
Wait, stop. You're not gonna accept that ridiculous offer for your car accident, are you? What do you mean? The insurance...
I mean, once again, with this entire era of really just culture in general that we are seeing at this point, where there is a clear split between two groups of people that I think is way beyond hip-hop at this moment. I mean, as you got one side that Drake, Act, Tory, and the guy who made Graduation and the rest of the people like them stand on, and of course this side is just filled with the worst ideas possible, and really their whole motto is about being as awful as possible, then saying everyone is against you, and then never taking any accountability for anything you have ever done, and just going further and further down this rabbit hole. I mean, these guys are the worst. But now, before we go any further into this, let me ask you something. Have you ever found yourself wondering whether a message or somebody trying to reach you was real or a scam? For me, I have kept having this problem.
Nope. Almost got me. Almost got me. We gotta go ahead and skip this whole ad. And we back into it right here. Let's get it.
And now back to Drake and all the losers. With this mentality they have, I mean, everybody on this side has only ever made situations they are in worse with what they are doing in general. And I mean, when we talk about this idea of Drake being the worst person he has ever been and is just embracing it more than ever, when we really break down what he is doing and what he is a part of, it is strange that with everyone who is friends with the guy recently, whether it was Adin Ross who lost millions in brand deals after the most unhinged and clearly motivated for all of the wrong reasons rant against Doechii, or DDG, which...
Oh, damn, he's about to get on my nigga DDG? Damn. But damn, I didn't know Adin lost millions of dollars in brand deals after he dissed Doechii. That is crazy.
Let's remember, right before the truth came out about what he was doing with Halle Berry and how awful of a person he was for...
Hold on, Fantastic Hip Hop. Wait a minute. Because they still have receipts and they're still going through this case. Has not officially been settled. So you cannot throw more allegations against his name because it hasn't been fully set yet. You feel me? It's not fully out there that he 100% abused her. So don't put this out there because you're now trying to, make people think a certain way when in all reality, all the information is not out there yet. So I do not support that claim because that is making somebody look bad when in all reality, we really don't know all the info yet.
So long. Right before that, Drake was on the phone with him telling him how he was so proud of him and how he was so happy with his album and everything else that he's been up to as a whole. And no matter how they try to spin it, this wasn't just a one-time thing because after a long relationship between these two where Drake has been supporting DDG all the way to the point where he has been given the unofficial title of OVO DDG by the community who follows and supports Drake. I mean, is it a coincidence that with all of these people who align with Drake and who are known friends of the guy, that they just happen to be the worst people out there and are always getting in trouble for some truly awful stuff? Or is this all...
Yo, my nigga, Fantastic Hip Hop, bro. You gotta chill, gang. Oh, fuck. This nigga gives no fucks, bro. You gotta chill. I thought I didn't give no fucks. This nigga, it tops tier. You feel me? You gotta chill, gang.
All just happening because these are the type of people that Drake hangs around and this is the identity that he has built for himself. And as Kendrick Lamar told us, these guys don't just hang out by themselves, but they move around in flocks. And now, of course, as the prerequisite of being in this fandom is believing nothing else unless academics tells you it or Drake whines about it, they are just gonna say what they have about every single awful thing that one of these guys has been a part of, which is that the person who they are on the side of and are friends with has been set up because they are great and the system just doesn't like them because they stand in the way of what they are trying to do, and they don't like these outspoken people that they think they are, who are trying to advance everything forward but who don't want to help them. And really, no matter what you want to apply this to, the reaching for this whole sentiment gets worse by the day, as whether it's everything with Drake and his label and all that's going on there, which I mean, if you just see the conclusions that people are trying to reach right now, it is just the most out there and ridiculous stuff possible, or it's even with Tory and everything going on with him, which Drake has been such a big part of helping build the narrative that is going on right now, and that is gathering all of these awful and strange individuals around him, or even right now what's going on with DDG as a whole, because anytime these guys get in more trouble, again, the situation is never that they made a horrible action and that they have a troubling past as a person, but it's somebody else's fault. And now with...
Okay, I can see where he's coming from with this, I'm not gonna lie. Because with Drake, we got receipts, all the shit he was talking, you feel me? A lot of that has been debunked, you feel me? And he's just been exposing himself. You feel me? Academics, we already did videos on academics, you feel me? And we're currently doing a video right now on DDG and his reaction and his situation going on with Holly. You feel me? But that, like I said, has not officially been put to rest and put out there that he physically abused her. Because we just seen a couple reactions ago that this nigga has receipts, and the internet found receipts of her lying in some of her shit in her case. You feel me? If you guys didn't know about that, go ahead and check it out. We just released it a couple videos ago. But, like I'm saying, before you full-blown, you know, tell your community and your fans and try to make other people think 100% that he did assault her, let's wait, get all the info, and find out if he did or if he didn't. You feel me? If he's guilty or innocent. And then we can go from there. But just doing that because you seen it on the internet doesn't make it true, gang. So you shouldn't have did that.
With Tory and DDG and really this cloud that both people like Drake and academics are trying to create to water everything in their own way, they have led everybody to believe that it's Roc Nation's fault for all of these downfalls because they don't like these guys, and Jay-Z has some sort of ongoing chess beef with all of them as well. And really now, as there is this whole
you don't have to be you don't have to be a Drake or Kendrick Lamar fan to understand Tory Lanez is being framed by Roc Nation for releasing his album as a NFT. I did remember this as well, that there was some shit going on with him releasing his album as an NFT and Roc Nation doing all of this shit to get him put in jail. And stabbed. If you guys didn't know, he did get stabbed 14 times in jail as well. So I don't know, there's a bunch of theories going on evolving around Tory Lanez. You guys can let me know how you guys feel about the Roc Nation theory and if that's true and if he has some claims to go behind that. But that being said, let's get back.
Community and group of people who just blame Jay for everything instead of looking at the person who may have done the thing that they are in trouble for when any of these types of moments go down.
Hold on, I know I paused again, but once again, fantastic hip hop. Like we said, it just came new news that what I want to say it was Megan Thee Stallion's friend's security is the one that came out and said that Tory Lanez is not the one that shot her, that it was actually her friend, and that's why all this new theories and shit is happening with Tory Lanez's case. Those of y'all that know more details about it can let me know down below in the comments. I'm just going off what I've heard in different reactions that we've been reacting to. But you guys can let me know if you guys believe that theory, if Tory Lanez is innocent and Megan Thee Stallion's friend is the one that shot her, and, you know, I don't know, try to get some get back or money out of her or jealousy. I don't know. You guys let me know down below in the comments, but let's get back into it.
This is just terrible for everything, and nothing is being accomplished, and really for all these names. What I would say is for people like academics specifically who keep pushing this narrative, maybe if they took plays from Jay's book and understood that if they were actually good people, when their name was in question, all they would have to do is prove the truth and get to work and not try to use academics and Adin Ross to clear their images, maybe all the circumstances would be different right now. But as of course there is a pattern with all of these people who stand next to Drake, and right now more and more of them are just going down every day in terms of them just getting and being exposed for the strangest and most awful things that you could do as a person? Well, it really seems like with the way these narratives move and the people who try and clear their images, they actually have nothing real to show, and that's why they're hiding the truth in the first place. And now, while most people who see all of this just think it's ridiculous, and that's why this entire side of hip-hop and discourse that's ran by Drake and academics is just moving further and further away from everything, this community is only getting louder and more angry by the second.
Well, a lot of this shit that's going on, if y'all want me to give, my honesty and my opinion, a lot of this shit's going on is weird. And the timing of all of it, if you really think about it, is also weird. If y'all look at the timing on Drake doing this, the timing, DJ Academics, DDG's timing, like all the timing, Tory Lanez, all this timing is very off and weird to me. You guys let me know if you guys think that as well. But there's just a lot going on in fucking, I would say, hip-hop community in general with a lot of these rappers and artists. It's just a lot of shit going on. You feel me? And y'all let me know how y'all feeling about all of this shit going on in this video and in real life right now.
And with people like Drake just getting ready to make a full-on push as the leader of this thing more than ever, and he is really about to take that Legion of Lame thing that we have been talking about to the next level, as he just wants to get more annoying and more in the face of everybody who he feels has wronged him at some point, because he really just seems miserable. And in addition to that, these quote-unquote real ones that he stands with are the only people delusional enough to still stand by him. I mean, it's weird to say, but really with where we are headed, Drake is only going to become more obscure and unhinged because he is only fitting in with these losers more. And I mean, when we look at this entire situation like that...
Can your dentures withstand the force of a golf swing? We're putting Nuvia's permanent teeth in...
And once again, just look around at the people Drake is surrounding himself with and who is backing his very words. Well, I think no matter what you want to say about everything Kendrick Lamar said, if it wasn't alright then, it has definitely been proven true now by Drake's own choices, and with everything in that, everything just makes a lot more sense. But it's very troubling seeing the route that a lot of people in hip-hop are going down and following Drake in. And so now, with all of that said, let me know. What do you think about everything going on right now with Drake just standing by these losers, doubling down with them, and really creating a bigger and bigger image than we have ever seen by standing next to this delusion and just the awful sentiments these guys are putting out? And what do you think about everything going on with people like Tory, Adin, and DDG? And how...
Yeah, bro. I don't know, man. There's a lot going on. One, do I think this is his last video on Drake for a while? Not really, because if Drake does some crazy shit with his lawsuit, I highly see this nigga making another video on him. You feel me? And I want to know what's going on with Drake's lawsuit, bro. Like, what is going on? We seen a couple videos ago that he made Drake's lawsuit, or Drake's label, my bad, dropping, a little bit of receipts on this nigga. But was that it? Did they just drop their receipts and that was case over? Or I know there's some more info going on, gang. So let me know down below in the comments what's going on with Drake's lawsuit case against his own label. That being said, like, comment, subscribe. The more you guys hit that subscribe button, the closer we get to 800. And I will catch you on tomorrow's video.